The Open Society Foundation is lucky, I think, because our founder, George Soros, gave us our mission and our name. That gives, I think, everybody in the foundation a focus on open society, a focus on debate, critical thinking, interchange, exchange of ideas. Sometimes people mistake that for a political ideology or a viewpoint, but I think our mission has always been to ensure that with each successive generation, there's criticism, there's self-criticism, there's improvement. It's really a belief that nobody has a full purchase on the truth, and every human effort in governance or other aspects of society is always subject to improvement. Well, there are a lot of foundations these days, more every year, that see their mission as solving problems. And that's good because we can leave the soluble problems to them. At Open Society, we work on insoluble problems. We work on problems like justice, migration, rights, good governance. These will never be solved. Human beings will always find ways to compromise systems of justice. Rights will always be violated. Governments will always be wrong in one or another aspect of their programs. So when it comes to measuring our success, it's not a question of, has this problem been solved? Is this issue done? Can we move on to something else? Instead, we look at what have we done? What's worked that we didn't expect to? Where have the surprises been in a 4, 5, 6 years of work on an issue? Where have we been disappointed? And what can we learn from the surprises, from the disappointments, that can help us adjust the strategy going forward? I think every generation has to learn the value of the liberties it has and learn the importance of preserving them even in the face of fear. I think there was a generation that our founder, George Soros, grew up in that learned the importance of holding on to liberty in the face of fascism, in the face of communism in Eastern Europe, in Central Asia, in Russia. And the ability to withstand that fear and hold on to rights and liberties was terribly important. I think this generation is seeing that now in a very unsettling economic situation, a very unsettling political situation, new threats, fear of everything from massive disease to massive migration. I think these fears, it's understandable. When people respond to fear. We know it doesn't take brain science to understand that when you're scared, your emotions kick in and you lose your reason. You start responding emotionally rather than in a cool, rational way. And that's where people begin to give up their liberty for the sake of a little sense of security. We need people to get back their grip on their reason, to understand the real risks and what they're really giving up. And I think that will happen. It has happened with each of the other fears that have gripped generations alive today, and I think it will happen with this one. The Open Society Foundations has 47 offices in 41 countries around the world. So we can see at a small scale, at a local level, we can see organizations that are out of the sight, usually of very large philanthropies, and that makes us able to partner with small family foundations and philanthropists who want to make a difference at that local level. The inspiration in philanthropy is always personal. I think whether it's for a foundation president, a program officer, or the founder or philanthropist herself or himself, these decisions of what to fund and how to help are very personal. For me, having spent a lifetime in criminal justice reform, the hope to be able to change the experience of a young man or woman growing up in a heavily policed urban community where arrest and harassment by the police is a commonplace phenomenon, or the young black police officer who is on patrol and scared that he or she may be injured any night of the week. Changing those realities, reducing the violence, improving the relations, increasing justice in those communities. For me, that's some of the most powerful work, and to be a part of the Open Society Foundations, which advances that work, is a constant source of inspiration. But I work alongside colleagues for whom there are very different motivations, and the richness of philanthropy is actually about the multiplicity of motivations, of stories, of meaning.